Hi everyone. So here we are. I'm recording this on Sunday night. So I just want to announce. So we're about to begin Unit 4, and the test for Unit 4 will be on Wednesday in 2 weeks. That'll be Wednesday the 29th, and then the test will be due on Friday, May 1st at 7 o'clock. And everything will be due at May 1st at 7 o'clock. That means that all the essays, all the one-pagers, all the article reflections. That's the day that everything has. That's the day and time that everything has to be done by. Also, for Unit 4, we're like on the previous unit, we're doing 6 articles instead of 8. So I'm cutting 2, and the 6 articles, and this is listed now on the thing, and I'll put this in the pages that I made the changes, but I'll just tell you which ones they are here. It is Why It Pays to Be a Jerk, the 21 article, World Apart, which is 24, Science of Influencing People, that's 13. Attraction Will Always Defy Social Justice is 33. 35 is Our Western Happiness Fetish Causing Depression, and the very last article in the anthology, Corporate Stockholm Syndrome. So I'm going to put up over the coming days a video talking about each of the 6 articles. They'll come out like one at a time or so, but I'll get them out so people have time to get the information from me. Of course, you have all the guides, you have all the possible essay questions in the guides, and people could be working on, there's so many essay topics at this point that people, can have plenty to work with to get the essays going and done and in by May 1st. Okay, but what the main point of this video is to go over the vocabulary that is in this whole unit. So I put all the vocabulary together, so I'm going to go over that to just help you out as much as possible in reading through. So debunk means to expose a falseness, to expose something that's false, either a scam or something that is just a myth that isn't true. So we know right now there's a lot of myths about the coronavirus going on. So scientists have debunked the fact that, like, if you drink a lot of water, which is a good thing to do in general, it doesn't help you not get the virus. That's a false thing that was debunked. Salient means the most relevant information is what the word salient means. So the thing that's most current and necessary to be thinking about at the time. A polemicist is a person who engages in a controversial debate, and polemics is to make a strong verbal attack. A sneer, to sneer, a sneer or to sneer, a sneer is a mocking smile. Okay. An aphorism is a wise saying. If it's overused, it's a cliche, but because it contains, when it just is something wise to say, like a penny saved is a penny earned, that's an aphorism. It's short and has wisdom to it. Entitlement is when a person feels that they are allowed to have something, and that's a big issue. The concept of entitlements in politics, because people, is healthcare an entitlement? Is it something that you have a right to? Is it an entitlement or a right? I think healthcare is a right. Everybody should just be able to have medical care. But wealthy Republicans would say, no, why do you think that you deserve to have health care, and why should I pay for it? But again, the concept here, what the definition is, to be entitled means you think that you have a right to something. Precedence is what's most important. Opaque is something that can't be seen through, the opposite of transparent. Obdurate is something that is stubbornly refused. An obdurate is an adjective, stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion or course of action. So an obdurate person is someone who just refuses to see what's right when the evidence is put in front of them. So in my view, all those stupid Trump supporters, despite how much evidence there is that he's a total moron, still believe that he is a sensible, good leader, which is just crazy. So in my view, everybody who's still supporting Trump is an obdurate idiot. Paracosm, that's a very interesting word from Worlds Apart, and that's a detailed imaginary world. So people who are super into Harry Potter, the world of Harry Potter, or the world of Star Wars. You could say that if people take them so seriously that that's a paracosm where you see an imaginary world in such incredible detail that it becomes real for you, that's a paracosm. The article talks about how people, the article Worlds Apart will talk about how people can have beliefs that are so rich in detail to them that they believe these things, and that can separate them from having a reasonable view of things. And of course, the article will end up talking about how people who are Trump supporters have such a different and, according to the author, a distorted view of how the world actually is. Because in order to make change and do worthwhile things in the world, you have to see the world, somewhat accurately. And that's an interesting idea to think about. What is accurate? We all see things a little differently from each other, but to see some things in such extremely differences that it's your own world, that's what a paracosm is. Okay, so continuing here, inexplicable, something that can't be explained. Rationality, rationality is your reason that you give for doing something. A fetish, object that causes sexual desire, an object that causes sexual desire. So it's where the object takes on the thing that you're interested in. It sort of replaces the man or the woman, and it's the object, whether it's heels or something that the sexual focus goes to. It's also a stronger than rational preoccupation with something. So you could get just keyed up about something beyond what it should, and that is also referred to as a fetish. To ruminate is to go over. We've had this before in our stuff. To go over in one's mind again and again, and you can ruminate in a negative way, feeling bitter over something, or you can ruminate over something good that happened to you and savoring. Adaptive, we've talked about in other contexts, and to be adaptive is to be able to adjust to the circumstance as it is. Paraphernalia are the things associated with they're things, but it's also like, so what is the paraphernalia of being a student? What's the paraphernalia of being a musician or being a doctor? The stuff that you use. Okay. Prevalent is the most current thing. A phenomenon is an event or something that happened. It doesn't have to be magical. A phenomenon is just something that is an experience. The glasses, excuse me. Detriment is something that's bad. If something is detrimental, it's something that is hurting to you. To thrive or thrives is to be successful, to be able to live well, and to be good at something is to be thriving. Inculcation is to teach or make one become accustomed to something through repeating. So hopefully by doing the comma exercises again and again, people become inculcated or have inculcation to good grammar when it comes to commas. Inherent or inherently is just something to one's own natural nature. If something is inherent to you, it's automatic and natural to you. And culpability is to be at fault, who is culpable, and inducing means to cause. So those are the words. Those are most of the words. When I pulled them all together, because I'm starting to create test 4, I thought it'd be useful for people to get a quick shot from me what the meanings are. Obviously, you could watch this again and pause and try to absorb what I'm saying. I know that I'm talking fast. Try to get it all in 10 minutes. And of course, you can Google, like I did for some of the words, to make sure I knew exactly what I was saying, to get a deeper definition of the words if you're still having trouble with them. I hope this helps. Thank you very much. I'll be putting up more stuff soon. Thanks.